started the recording. Okay, so this is 9:10. I was here almost 5 minutes before, almost 15 minutes it took for the system to get in online every day. I don't know. I'm gonna raise this thing to school meeting. So something needs to be happened with the IT people. So our goal today is this chapter 9. And as you can see here clearly, we just have not that much left from the book, right? After 9 is 10, 11, 12, 13. So like, only 4 chapters left, and we are in week 9. This is week 9, right? So the way I'm seeing, like, we are very well towards the progress. End of this class, I'd say would be done with chapter 9, and then next week, next 2 classes means week 9 and week 10 lecture 1 would be for chapter 10, because this is the big chapter. And then I'd say by week 10 would be done with chapter 12. Okay. And then by week 11, if not possible, by week 12 for sure would be done with the book. Okay. That means clearly we'll have 2 weeks left for deal with the project. Okay. Now, as I said before, the project can be start now. You don't have to wait till week 12. Okay. And some student approach to me, they want to do it by their own idea. So as an example, some students approach to me that they would like to draw the floor plan for their house by doing the measurements first, okay, from the scratch. So this could be an idea. If you have a different measure, say like your mechanical measure, maybe you would like to draw some component, mechanical component, like maybe manufacturing mechanical component. Maybe if you're from mechanical measure, I'm just trying to give you some example. If it's building related, maybe you'd like to draw the MEP drawing. You know what is MEP? No? It's basically the plumbing, fire extinguisher, those sort of drawing. Okay, mechanical, electrical, plumbing. Okay, so that's what MEP. So the MEP drawing maybe you'd like to do. If you are from electrical measure, again, you can draw the electrical circuit drawing, okay, a complex one for a whole house or for this whole building, something similar. And if you'd like to get some drawings are, I do have drawings like 2 different way. I have the drawings electronic copy, which I can share to you, or I have this physical copy all around in this row, okay. So you can pick any one. But at week 12 at the beginning, I'm gonna formally announce 1 drawing as a project. Okay, those are the things that I was saying. If you'd like to do a project at your own choice, right? If you have something in your mind that you'd like to explore always, as I said, like some students want to do that, so they approach. If you are on that category, if you'd like to do it by yourself, it's something that in your mind, then just come talk with me. I'll assign something. Okay. Other than that, week 12 we're going to do that. But today's class, like chapter 9, this is the most easiest one among all the chapters that we did, is the most smallest as well. In fact, in last class when I was teaching chapter 8, I've seen some of the students already done chapter 9 when I was walking around. Okay, so just hang with me on this. I don't think it will going to take more than an hour, maybe by 30 minutes or so. Okay, maybe even before. Okay, but anyway, this class I don't see is going above 10. Okay, any question so far? Homework wise, everyone is good. I did try to grade everything that I got it, so there is probably no outstanding. I did upload another homework, is over there, and there will be another one uploaded again this week. Okay, so these are the homework issues. All right, so this chapter 9 is all about the hatching. Now hatching, there's an intro here where you need to do the hatching. So say like example, as you can see here, if you have a house 3D or 2D, and you would like to draw different aspect of that house, you would like to use the hatching. As an example, in this house, say like this concrete could be used as a one type of hatching, then the brick wall could be used in different types of hatching, and this soil can be used in different types of hatching, and finally the roof could be used at different types of hatching. Okay, so when I'm hatching, when I'm saying hatching, what is hatching? Hatching is here under this jaw in home ribbon, you see this where my mouse is highlighted. It's called hatch. So you gotta choose that for the hatch. Okay, and come back here. Obviously there are so many applications about the hatch. Immediately you click on the hatch, you see a different options showed up. It's called hatch creation in a ribbon. Okay, and over there are so many things you can do. As I was saying, like in that house example, you have 3 different kinds of actually 4 different kinds of hatch materials, right? The brick, concrete, soil and roof. All those materials can be found from here. Do you see? All those materials are here. Okay, and that is one of the example of hatching that I was giving. Okay, the other example of the hatching, which is very important mechanical application. Okay, if you have a cross section or even electrical application. Okay, how many of you are here from mechanical? Any? Just one. How many of you are here from electrical? Just 2. How many of you are from civil? Okay, almost everybody is in from civil, right? So you might be doing something related with the floor plan project wise. Okay, mechanical, electrical, I would encourage you to do some MEP drawing. Okay, MEP is both mechanical and electrical drawing. Okay, and again, as I explained before. Now come back to this hatch thing. You see, for mechanicals, okay, we often see the drawing where we have a cross section drawing. You know what means cross section? Cross section means as if like you are cutting it at any sections of your interest. So once you're gonna cut that section in mechanical equipment, then obviously you would be seeing the exposed material, right? And that material, whatever it get exposed, usually we represent it by putting some hatch. Make sense? As an example, here in the book, the second picture, you're seeing a hatch, right? Wherever you have a cut up, you have a hatch. Why don't you have any hatch wherever you have this shaft or these holes? Anybody can comment? We have hatch pretty much everywhere, right? Except these 3 places. Anybody know why? No? So you see, if you're gonna cut something, everybody see it, right? So if you're gonna cut something, any time you have an exposed portion which is not a material, which is exposed to air, that won't be represented by a hatch. Make sense? So say like if you have a cylinder with a hole inside, right? So another cylinder, and you cut the cylinder, you're gonna only have these 2 sides which will have hatch. In the middle, there won't be any hatch, right? Because there is no material in the middle. It makes sense to everyone? Alright, so that's exactly what we're seeing here for a cross-sectional view, okay? Or cut view. Anyway, now I'm gonna move. So this is all about the hatch intro, and then very quickly, what is hatch and where all the things are to control. As I already showed it to you, where is the hatch, where is the hatch creation tool, okay, and some other things that we're gonna learn shortly, okay. And the book does have the details, right? First book start with like how we're gonna pick where to do the hatching, okay. As an example, say like if you have a if you have a rectangle which kind of cross this way, and then you are doing some trimming, right? And then you have these 2 parts of the rectangle, okay? And you'd like to do the hatching, right? And then you can pick this, okay? You can use this pick point, okay? The first one is called pick point. Everybody see that? So the pick point, what does it do? Is like once you click that pick point, right? And then you just pick the point inside the box, okay, in this case, and then immediately the hatch will gonna show up. Everybody see that? Okay, and the same thing you can do again. Now there are other controls which your book does have the more clear vision on it. As an example, say like after you do the pick point, right, Then there is this other thing here like the draw and everything, okay. Then they are explaining, okay, how you're gonna choose the other options, means like the select option, okay. And then it explains everything, and then it says here, okay, what is the application of the pick points, okay, how it could be used, what is the application of the select point, how it could be used. Okay, the select object, the difference between the select object and the pick point, right? As it says here, if you have a circle, then if you want to do pick point, then the 4 quadrant will gonna get hatched every time by clicking. And if you have a circle, and if you have, say, like this select object option chosen, which is this, by the way, you see the select option. So then if you're gonna choose the select option, and then you're gonna just simply select the whole thing, and the hatch you're gonna get created, okay. Anyway, so you can do again the pick point thing, okay, and then the hatch is complete. And there is more thing. Let me explain a little bit the highlighted stuff. So then they were explaining what are the different kinds of hatch here, and then they're explaining how you're gonna modifying the hatch properties, right? As an example, there are different patterns here, okay. So you can do the solid pattern, you can do the gradient pattern, you can do the pattern user defined, whatever you want to do, right? So these are the things they explain, and not only that, they explain what could be the color of the hatch layer. So after that, this is the angle of the hatch, how those lines needs to be arranged, so those sort of thing. And this is the hatch thickness, right? Hatch pattern scale, in other words. So these are all the properties. Then you'd like to read it from the book as well, okay. And then the match properties kind of goes the same way, but this one is important, associative. Okay, if the associative, the thing that you are seeing here is not chosen, then those two hatch that you are seeing I made to hatch by 2 compartment will not gonna match. Like as an example here, okay, if you don't have the associative chosen, okay, and if you have a circle inside, right, if you're going to delete that circle, it will going to look like something like that. There won't be any hatch inside the circle when you're going to delete the circle. Does it make sense? All right, so so this way the book goes on, all the explanation is here. And not only that, you can separate the hatches, means like whatever hatches that you're seeing, you can choose that, okay, and you can literally separate them, right? And the options are here. How to separate the hatch, it says create separate hatch, okay. So those sort of thing, and the book does have all the explanation, the create separate hatch. And then it starts with the exercise, which would be doing here, okay. So there are like 3 exercises. I'm gonna do only 2 exercises, okay, and the third one will be for homework. Any questions so far? Everybody got it? As I said, the class is gonna end within 30 minutes. This chapter is so short, okay. Okay, now the other thing that I would like to show you as well, which is the PowerPoint, okay. And now PowerPoint has whatever I just said is much more structural way, okay, and the summary of it, okay. As you can see, the objective of this chapter. So we're gonna do the hatch by using the pick point method. We're gonna do the hatch by using the select object method. Then we're gonna adjust the base point of a hatch pattern. Then we're gonna adjust the scale of a hatch pattern. Then we're gonna adjust the angle or rotation angle, okay, of hatch pattern. Use the match properties tool to match an existing hatch pattern, okay, which we'll be seeing in first exercise as well, match properties tool. And describe the benefit of making a hatch pattern associative. The hatch pattern associative, I was talking about it, right, a little bit. So these are the things that is covered in this chapter. And it says here on the PowerPoint in second slide, where's the hatch is, we already showed it to you, right? And then it also talks about, okay, where is the pick point and select, those things are under the boundaries, okay. And then it talks about their different patterns of the hatch. I already showed it to you where to get those, right? And then it talks about how to change the angle of the hatch and the scale of the hatch, okay. I did showed it to you briefly as well, but all those things will be applied in exercise 1 and 2 that when we'll be doing here, right? Any questions so far? Okay, moving on. So the associative hatch property, I was talking about that as well from the book. You see, if the associative option is chosen, there's a good example here. Okay, if you have a circle drawn, right, and that circle, if you're gonna delete it, and the associative option is on, okay, then you will be seeing the hatch will gonna come immediately instead of the circle once you delete the circle. That's what I'm saying, right? But if the associative option is not chosen, if you're going to delete the circle, you're going to see some empty space around the circle, no hatch. Does it make sense? Okay, so the hatch origin, that's another important thing. So first of all, where to find it? You can find it hatch creation and then origin and the set origin. Okay, allows you to select an origin point for a hatch pattern. As you can see here, usually if you don't select the hatch origin, you will be seeing the hatch kind of continues as an example that we were seeing it here, right? It kind of continues, right? But if you're going to choose the hatch origin, say like this point, then you're gonna able to see a different pattern of the hatch, right? Does it make sense? All right, then moving on. Then this separate hatch, that's the thing that I was showing it to you guys, right? I showed it to you where the separate hatch option is under option, okay? And the hatch objects are now individually selectable and can be edited independently of one another if you're going to choose these separate hatches. Does it make sense? All right, now the exercises are here and that's it. Okay, these 3 exercises, and we're going to do 2 of them here, and one, the final one would be at home homework. Any question? That's good so far, right? All right, so what you want to do, you want to open the first exercise. So you want to open, first of all, you need to make sure this one is downloaded, and I don't have it downloaded. Okay, so what you want to do, everybody please go to Brightspace, go under content, under this course, and then go class exercise, right, and go chapter 9. And there are 3 of them. You can possibly download all of them. It was doing what I'm doing, right? I'm gonna walk around and I'm gonna make sure everybody downloaded all these 3 files, okay? Alex, you downloaded? Downloaded. Everybody downloaded this, right? Yeah, downloaded. Alright, so the first one, if you have a book, I mean, I can see that some of you already finished almost, okay, which is wonderful. If you have a book, what you're going to do, you'd like to follow the lead from the book and able to finish it by yourself as well, but obviously I'm going to help you to do that, okay? So I have those 3 things downloaded. I'm going to open the first one. So this is the first one. Everybody see that? So if I'm going to walk around, I'd like to see everybody have it open, okay? Next time when I'm walking around, and then if I'd be you, I'm gonna move here, okay? So this is the first exercise. This is 9.1.1, okay? And I'll be following step by step. So we'll begin by hatching the main body of the assembly. So our goal, okay, there's the 2 drawings here that you're seeing here, right? So our goal is, let me make this highlighted here, to make this drawing as if this drawing has hatch pattern similarly to like this. Everybody see that? So this is our goal, okay? And then to do that, we obviously will gonna follow all the steps here, right? Let me go back to this here again. All right. So you have this one step is open this thing. Second step, set hatching as a current layer. So what does it mean? Everybody remember the layer options, right? So there are different layers they use to draw this drawing, okay? As an example, so the object could be in one layer, the hidden lines or the central lines could be in another layer, right? So they have all those layers. Along with that, they already created the hatching layer, you see. So you should be choosing that hatching layer. Everybody see that? Hatch layer. All right, so then it says in step 3, go to the hatch, which is this, okay? So you're going to choose that, okay? And then it says in the option panel, you want to make sure this associative option, okay, if you're going to click the hatch, you see immediately this thing showed up to you, which says hatch creation tab, right? So in the ribbons, you should have hatch creation tab. So once you have the hatch creation tab, you want to make sure this associative option is highlighted. That means it's on. Okay, that's what it says here. All right, then step 5, it says select this ANSI 31. Okay, ANSI is a standard. Okay, American Institute of Standardization something. I forgot about that. But ANSI is a testing standard, and then they have this different hatch pattern, okay, and you would be choosing this ANSI 32, the first one that you are seeing, okay, you did choose that one, and then it says, okay, then go to the properties panel, okay, which is under the hatch creation and then properties. So once you are in the properties panel, hatch property, okay, here, everybody see this properties panel where my mouse is hovering? Okay, I'm coming, just 1 second. So on that, you gotta make sure this angle is 0 and this scale is 1. That's what it showed here, right? And then they said step number 7 is pick the point, okay? And then you're gonna pick the point, okay? You're gonna use the pick point option, all right? And then I'll just come back shortly. Let me address concern from one of the student. Okay. Are you with me so far? All right. So then what? Then very straightforward case. Obviously, they said after you make sure that you see these points 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So you gotta click here. Okay. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. You see that? It's done so far. Yeah, this is the time me walking around. All I'm going to do a quick walk around and I'll see if anybody has a question. Alex, you got it?
Yeah.
Just to be
Just
good.
not selecting the whole thing.
So you did keep it pointing. Okay, heads. You keep going. Yeah.
Well,
Ryan got it? Everybody's doing good, right? So far? No question, nothing? Perfect. All right, then moving on. So then we are done with this step, step number 8. Step number 9, it says press escape. So I'm here, right? I'm pressing escape. Okay, so then why we are doing the escape? You see, let me quickly show it to you. So you see, there are two different kinds of hatch pattern. Okay, so once you are done with one kind of hatch pattern, you must wanna come out from that so you can apply the second one. If you don't do that, if you're going to choose the second one, it will going to continue with the second one with the first one as the same thing. Okay, so let me follow the lead. So we were at step 9 and then moving on to this step. Okay, so then it says here, okay, do the hatch again, because we didn't quite finish all the hatching. Okay, there's some more to do. So they said do the hatch again, so which I'm doing. Once you did that, then it says at the hatch will be the same mode as the last time it was used, in this case peak points. Okay, this is confirmed by the command line, so you're going to choose the peak point. Okay, and if you don't choose the peak point, here's another thing to remember. The AutoCAD always goes with the previously chosen instruction. As in this case, we didn't do the select object, we are doing the pick point, so it is in pick point still. Okay, you have seen it before as well, right? So that's exactly what it's saying. And then it says, okay, this time you wanna use this ANSI 32 again. I don't know, I thought like we used the ANSI 32 before. I have a feeling that that one is ANSI 31. Yeah, that one is ANSI 31. Okay, it's fine. I'm gonna do what? I'm gonna choose ANSI 31 in this case. Okay, so there will be a difference. Basically, just let me correct myself. So previously I used ANSI 32, so I'd like to use ANSI 31. Okay, different hatch pattern. It could be any other hatch pattern, whatever, but the book does as like the opposite pattern. Book used the ANSI 31 first and 32 second. Okay, just to clarify that. Anyway, so then once I choose that one, and then it says, okay, do this. You wanna change them. So 90 and 0.5. So what is that they're asking you to change? First of all, this angle and this scale. So once you change them, okay, and then you'd like to continue selecting these 6 objects. What are those? So the empty spaces would be, first one is here. So in this structure where we have a collar, now that I'm choosing, you know, the collar usually made of a different material. So first hatch thing that I had with a completely different material. Okay, so the second one would be a different material. That's why I'm choosing those. So first one would be this collar, the second one would be this collar, right? The third one would be this, fourth one would be this, fifth one would be this, sixth one would be this. All right, so now you should be seeing something very similar to what you're seeing here. Okay, 2 different kinds of hatch pattern. The exercise is not finished yet. There is some more stuff to do. I'm going to do it, but before that, I'll make sure everyone is done up to this without any question or anything. You obviously want to choose a different kind of hatch and to have a different kind of hatch. Very good. You get good? What's your turn? Very good. Okay, so then what? So then you are in step 15. So it says next the shaft will be hatched. Okay, while matching the pattern that may already be used in the top view. Okay, so here this is the shaft that they are talking. This needs to be this needs to be hatched, this shaft. Okay, with a matching pattern of, you see on the top of this, they have this already a little bit. Everybody see that? On the top they have a hatch here, right? So that's what they're saying. All right, so then let's follow the steps. So first thing is obviously you want to escape here and you want to click the hatch, right? And then by the way, you do have to escape here. That was step 14. Okay, after you're done with the second one. Okay, so then step 15, you do want to go with the hatch, and then under these options here, right, you want to go to the match properties. Okay, you see that, select the match properties and select the existing pattern in the top view. Alright, you select the existing pattern top view. The pattern angle and scale have to be set to match the existing pattern. Okay, and then you'd like to use this select, this time the option select. Okay, alright, and then select the innermost circle of the section view. Okay. Now it's working. I'm sorry. There's the issue over there. So let me show it to you again. Here under this match properties, when you use current origin, you want to make sure you want to click here, okay, and then this new option will gonna come here, ANSI 37. Okay, once that option chosen, then you're gonna use this select object, and then you're gonna click on somewhere on the circle. So this new hatch pattern is going to show up like this. I've seen some of you already finished that, but I'd like to make sure everybody's done it. Okay. So the center of this hatch should be something like that. Oh, yeah. Yeah, stop. That's what I'm saying. Actually did. Okay. Alright. Yeah. What's going on? You wanna? It looks nice. And the reason is if you have it like already shown here, and then you press the escape, okay, and then you go to the hatch again, and then you choose a different type, so like this one, right? And now try the same one. Okay, so this is whatever you choose, right? So select this one. See? Different become. So it should be different. So depending on which one is the first one. Okay, 32 is similar. This one. So yeah, just 1 second. I'm happy to screen. So this one. And now you see this different, right? So yeah. Very, very good. Who is the question? Hello, do you? So what is the hat? You? Yeah. Okay, what's that? You are in chapter 10, right? Okay, so I believe they have it, could be on that. Yeah, the link that I provided to me, I believe that is could be over there. Okay, Lucas, I'm going to dig into that. Yeah. Yeah. Done? Yeah, you can go. Okay. Alright, everything's doing good so far? Okay, sorry, let me finish that, okay? I have to address individual questions from individual students. This one is really tricky. Everyone's got it, right? Until you got this thing, middle one different with matching. Okay. Even you got it, right? Alright, let me finish that. So come back here. Obviously you're done with that, and then we should be seeing something very similar. And the final thing, the drawing will be moved to see the effect of the hatching. Okay, so in other words, it does have this select ribbon, modify stretch. We're going to use this stretch option. We had the stretch option here, right? And then create a crossing window as shown. So the crossing windows needs to be, sorry, let me do it again. So stretch. Okay, and then you gotta create a crossing window as shown like this. So let me do that. So okay, and then stretch the object down to 1 unit. All right. So the brushing and base object stretch and the hatching adjust. The hatch pattern were created with the associated option turned on. The complete the drawing. I'm not seeing any issues here. So you can save this thing. Okay, and that would be the first part, or 9.1.1. Once you're done with that, I mean basically once you're done with whatever I was showing before, that is it. You don't have to do a stretching. You want to open the second one, which is 9.1.2. Here we're seeing a house which needs to be drawn similar to what you are seeing here on the left side of the book. Okay, if you have a book open, you again have all the steps. You can simply just follow all the steps. Okay, so first thing, if you don't have a book with you, then you can follow my lead, what I'm doing here. So the first thing is you gotta open this drawing, which is 9.1.2 from the downloaded file. Okay, and then set the endpoint as a running object snap. So the running object snap here, I do have all those snap options turned on. You just have to make sure the endpoint is turned on. Okay, everybody's got it. You may simply take out some of these node intersection. I don't need any of these. Okay, I just need endpoints. Then you gotta make sure the hatching is a current layer, which you can do it from here, from the layer options. Choose the hatching. Okay, and then you'll now begin by adding the concrete hatch pattern to the foundation wall and footing of the house. You see those two, what I'm putting my mouse in or hovering the mouse is the concrete. So you wanna do those first. So first click on the hatch. Okay, and then you need to choose the pick point option. Okay, and then you need to click inside, but before you do any of this, you got to choose the you got to choose this option called AR concrete. CNC means concrete. Okay, so the option of this concrete is this, that what you're showing. Okay, so AR concrete, you choose that one. You want to make sure that this properties, the angle is 0 and the scale is 1, okay, which is by default, so you don't have to worry about that. And then you have to do the pick point again, and then click here and here, and everybody should be seeing what I'm showing it to you here. Okay, and then you can do escape. Make sure you do the escape, and the next thing would be you wanna do the brick structure. Okay, but before I do the brick structure, I want to make sure everybody have it what I'm showing here so far. Did you define this too? Okay. All right, I was just going to say you are good. Yeah. Okay. See that? Choose the hatch. And then hatch. Click on the hatch. And then go to the arrow. Arrow down here. Yeah, good. Yes. Good. And this here complete. Alright. Yep. Right. So make sure everybody have it drawn. Yeah, if you don't have a book, then you'll have a little bit hard time If you have a book with you, like the physical copy or the digital one, you can literally finish it by yourself. Need help?
Oh no.
You have to do one thing, like, kind of go to the new drawing, make sure you are with us. Okay, that way. Yeah. That way you don't have to. Alright, so then the next step would be the brick structure, okay? On the brick structure, what you want to do, you want to choose this, go to the hatch again, okay, and then you want to do the peak internal points. The peak point is still the peak point, right? And you want to choose the pattern is brick, okay? The brick should be somewhere here. So I choose the brick. Alright, and then you want to make sure the angle is 0, the scale is 12. So that's where you need to do a little work here. The scale is 12, angle is 0 under these properties. You see that? And I'm highlighting this again here, okay? Alright, then what? Then you're going to pick the point, okay? So you're going to click inside. You see that? Immediately the brick pattern is going to come, everything is going to look nice and dandy. So click inside the main floor wall to add the hatch pattern, and then you're gonna press the escape, okay? Every time you are done with one of the pattern, you're gonna make sure you press the escape, okay? So the brick structure that I did, again, where is the brick structure if you're confusing? So here you gotta click on the arrow and find the brick, okay? And you wanna make sure the scale is 12, okay? You got it? Everybody got it? Need some help? Alright, that's what the brick is, and that's why you need to change the scale to 12, right? And then you got to do the peak point and click somewhere inside, so you should have the brick structure. Okay, Jared, you got it? You need help? Okay, I'm coming, okay? Let me finish the next step as well, okay? Alright, so then moving on to the next one. Okay, so then it's so important here. So it says, notice the first and last row of the brick appears. So let me try to make it a little bigger. As you can see here, you see the first and last layer of the brick pattern. Do you see it? It's not complete. Ever see that? So it says here, the first and last row of the brick appears as partial rows, okay? This is because the drawing origin 00 is used as the default origin for the hatch pattern. So what you're going to do, you're going to define the lower left corner of the wall as a new origin point, which is this one, okay? So this one would be your new origin point. You see where my crosshair is? Alright, to do that, what you got to do? You got to select the previously created brick structure pattern. So which is, I'm doing it. So I created that brick structure pattern, right? And then what? It says here, go to the hatch editor, okay, origin, and set the origin. Okay, I'm doing the set the origin. Okay, and then it says specify the origin point. What's your origin point? Okay, so then you're gonna choose the lower left end point of the wall, which is this. You see, and so that's what I did. So set origin and select the, so the hatch pattern now display the full row brick. So now you're seeing it just overlap with the previous one, right? So if you're gonna escape, you have now two layers, right? One is this and another one is this. So you have this two layer, right? So you can delete one of them. You can delete one of them, and you have the one which doesn't have any partial brick. This, everybody got it? That's it. That's all they're saying here. Okay, then escape, and then there are other stuffs to do as well for the roof, but this one is so tricky. I don't know if you got it. If not, then I'm gonna help in person while I'm walking around. Okay, this one is tricky. Okay. So this one we'll be learning. You got it, right? You got it right. Okay. This one is tricky. You got it, Jason? You have a full brick at the bottom. Alex, you need help? Okay. I'd like to see your full brick at the bottom. Okay. Alex, you walk around. The full brick at the bottom. I don't think you have a full brick at the bottom. So you got to solve this. See, you have a half brick here. You solve this. What are you gonna do? You're gonna choose this. Okay. And then you're gonna set this as a half. See that? I need that because that. Did you see? Some help here. Oh. You have. I'd like to see you have a full brick at the bottom, right? You have a full brick. Perfect. Oh, you need the full brick thing? Okay. You have the full brick at the bottom? No. Alright, so you are setting the origin at the lower left point. You got it? Alright, so okay, we are done with that, and then move on. We'll be doing the hatching of the roof, right? So to do that, it does have this instruction here. You go click on the hatch, right? And then you're choosing ARRSHKE, RESH or something. They're saying AR. So this, like basically the shingle roof. So it has a name like RESH or something, okay? And then they said, okay, make sure the scale is 0.5 this time, okay, and the angle is 0, which is fine, okay. And then you'd like to use these two reasons. Obviously, you'd like to still go with the peak pattern. So you'd like to do this peak pattern, and then choose this, and choose this. Okay. So then press the escape. Now you have the roof done. Next, you will modify the hatch pattern to remove it from the rectangular portion of the roof, which is called the fascia. By default, both hatch regions select as one object. Since they are created together, the pattern will need to be separated. Okay, so select the previously created roof hatch pattern. Okay, so I'm selecting that. Did you see one very important thing? When I choose this hatch pattern for the roof and choose both this rectangle and this trapezoid, right, with the same time, then I have just one hatch pattern for both of this structure, right? So the fascia, I mean the rectangular portion, so on that one does have the same hatch pattern. So what if I don't like to use the same hatch pattern? I would like to separate the hatch, right, for that rectangular portion of the roof, you know, the fascia, that the bottom part of it. Okay, what to do? That's what that says here. So you want to use this by this way, like first select this, okay, and then you want to click on the option, and you want to separate, use this option called separate hatch. Okay, everybody see that? So you're separating the hatch now. Okay, now you're clearly seeing this pattern of the hatch and this pattern of the hatch are different. Do you see that? So if I choose that, everybody see that? So this is different, this is highlighted now, this is highlighted. So I'm separating these two hatch pattern. Everybody got it? And then you're going to select the hatch pattern in the thin rectangular region like this one, and you're going to delete it, and it should be looking something similar to what I'm showing. Okay, and if you need help, I'm going to help you in person. I'm walking around. I'd like to make sure if you have it done this way, so that is not there. If it is not there, that means we got it. Is it done? Did run. Run to show me if you're done. You're done. Jared, you're done. So what I'm going to do, first of all, you want to use this. Okay. Now, what do you choose that both options. See that? But we have made the set. So what do you want to make set? Choose this one. This. Now it's set. You see that? So then, what do you do? You choose this. And delete it. You see that? You get help here? You need to separate them. Choose them. Delete the small thing rectangle. Yeah? Alright, we're almost done. Almost done. I was hoping to finish this class well, it didn't happen this way. It's alright. Alright, so then what? Then you're following this. You are in step number 29. So you want to choose the hatch again, okay, which you're doing. By the way, your goal is now to create this mud layer here in these two sides, okay. All right. So then the way you want to do it, you want to first choose the earth option, okay, under this hatch. Where is this earth? Here. You see that? So I choose this earth option, okay, and then I gotta do a little bit with the properties. First, the angle I'd like to change it to 45, okay, and the scale I'd like to do it 24, okay. All right, and then what? Once you're done with that, then you'll just simply use the pick point, and you're gonna pick these two sides of the point. You see that? And then press escape. Then you should have it done. You see that? Now I'm gonna walk around. I'm gonna make sure everybody have it. The earth option. And there is one more step left, which is the effect of associated drawing here. Okay. But I'd like to see if you're done with this part. Hey, Jared, where is your art option? You need to focus on what I'm doing. Otherwise, I thought I spent time coming talking with you. Okay. Let me show you. So you got a two hatch, okay? And then it says here the angle needs to be changed. What is the angle, Amira? Is it 45? The angle for the mark out there. Is it 24 the scale? Okay, and then we will choose this art option. It is the art, right? And then we'll choose this, right? Give me some help here. Aiden? And you gotta change it to, I believe, 24. What is that even? Is it like 24 the scale?
Yes.
and the angle was 45, right? The angle was 45. You good, Jen? So, oh, there is a hub there. Oh, the art there. See here. Hidden ID. See? Go to the house. Choose the option. Now you can separate the art. Alright, so I know you can do it. But again, my urge to everyone to enhance the process while I'm doing it, just follow the steps. When I'm walking around, I'm seeing some of the students didn't finish it, okay? So if you do that, then we're just wasting everybody's time. All right, just moving on. So finally, you're gonna modify the drawing to see. I mean, you have two options. Either you finish it by your own, you have the book, you got it, you know how to do it. Or if you don't have that capability, or if you don't have the book, either way, then you can't obviously finish it, right? So then you wanna follow what I'm doing. I mean, if you are following and trying and couldn't do it, I'm okay with that. I'm happy to help you. But if you don't just do it, do something else, and when I'm going and I'm helping, that is actually taking others' time, okay? That shouldn't be fair to others. Everyone understand? Two options. Either you can finish it, or you can at least try it. Okay, finally, you're gonna modify the drawing to see the impact of the associative hatching. What does it mean? Delete the window immediately to the right of the door. So this one, let's choose this window, okay, and let's delete this. So once we delete that, what happened? You see the brick, it didn't create a hole on the brick, right? The brick immediately came up. What does it mean? It means that I had the associative option was turned on. Does it make sense? So that's why we're seeing it this way, okay? So the hatch pattern updates to fill the space, as I'm saying. So then move the door to the right. So this door that I'm talking. Just 1 second. So let's choose the door, right? And then let's move it.
We have to write down 2 feet.
Oh, sorry. Let me do it again. All right, so choose that. Move the door 2 feet to the right. Okay. So 1 second. And I'm moving it manually, but I can use these move options to do that. Anyway, so the point to be taken here, if I'm going to move this door, the associative option was on, that's why the hatch pattern didn't do anything. But if I'm going to use this move option, I can actually manually control to move it to 2 feet. I'm going to do it later, but for now, just try to see. What happened? The associative option was not on? So that's it from me today, okay? If you understand, everybody move the door, right? Alright. Here you move the door, right? So how do you move it today? Or use the move options. Move it today. Does the hatch button still there? Yes. What does it mean? It's called associative property. You understand it? Get it? So it means if you're going to move anything, right? You're going to delete anything, you're still seeing the hatches. That's called associative property. You understand that? So that's it. So these are the two drawings that I have planned to do it in class, and the third one from this chapter is your homework. Okay? And that's it from me today. I'm gonna save this class and upload it, like the video lecture I'm talking, in Brightspace.